Most veterinarians hate raw simply because they don't understand it or they've had a bad experience with a client that's probably doing it wrong. But this shouldn't tarnish their entire view on raw, especially considering that we can all agree that cats are obligate carnivores that in the wild would consume raw, whole prey, and not meat-flavored granola. Hey friends, it's Jess Jericho, and I'm not here to hate on vets. I have a wonderful relationship with Jericho's veterinarian. However, I think we should all take a step back and come to the fact that veterinarians are medical doctors, not nutritionists. For example, DVM stands for Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. So they have to study things like biology, toxicology, pharmacology, parasitology, anatomy, immunology, pharmaceutical drugs, surgery, physiology, genetics, and the list goes on. Not just for cats and dogs. Many of the DVM curriculums, at least in the US, also include information for many livestock animals like cattle, pig, chicken, sometimes horses, reptiles, birds. So we can't possibly expect them to also be nutritionists. And in fact, if they want to become nutritionists, that's even more schooling on top of the already decades worth of schooling that they've done. So how do they know which foods to recommend? Well, unfortunately, they rely on pet food companies to tell them what's good. For example, there are two major kibble companies, multi-billion-dollar companies, that sponsor the American Veterinary Medical Association. So of course, veterinarians are going to recommend these companies because they fund the AVMA. They're at their conferences, and they also have a heavy influence on students. And a wonderful viewer, Elizabeth, shed some light on this. She worked in the veterinary industry for over a decade at a feline-only practice. And she says even recent veterinary graduates in the US are only given a few courses on nutrition, and those are always taught by reps from these kibble companies. At one hospital where I worked, very briefly because they were unethical, all staff were given free diets from these companies for their pets, and we had monthly catered lunches given by these companies. I've also received other comments from vet students that say that these companies are just easier to recommend, and some clients just want what's easiest. The hospital already sells the food, it's already complete and balanced, it's pretty easy to open a bag and just toss some cereal in the bowl, and it's probably just easier to say, here, feed this, because we already sell it, than do extra work, do more research, educate the client on how to safely handle raw food, or educate the client on how to read pet food labels, all within a 15-minute appointment. But easier does not always mean best. I understand that it's a lot of work. I've been studying AAFCO guidelines and nutrition since 2017, and I'm still learning every day. There's more that we don't know about nutrition when it comes to humans. So think about cats and dogs, they're always severely behind us, and cats even more so behind dogs. So there's even more that we don't know about cats when it comes to nutrition. So it is a lot of work, it is a lot of client prep, it is a lot of education. However, I believe that the work is worth it, especially if you're stressed, if you're overworked, underpaid. It seems logical to put in the work now so that you can reap the long-time benefits. And if you're interested in learning about raw or feeding raw, check out this playlist right over 𝐤𝐄𝐄. It's my full playlist specifically designed for raw beginners. Thanks so much for watching.